And there we go, that microphone is on. Welcome everyone. Happy September 22nd of 2023. And a good evening to all of you. Thank you for the welcomes from Peter and John and Sue and Henry saying Happy Friday, Doc. And Nancy Buchanan also here. Hermione and Fluffy also on board. And I see Philomena is here. Thanks, Philomena. I will get to all of you in short order. Anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream on screen, of course, from September 14th at 2:46 a.m. That's what Kilauea was doing with its little vents there and pouring. So a little bit of canned lava, but hey, canned lava is better than no lava, eh? Since our volcanologist isn't getting those volcanoes going there in Iceland, she's still taking temperature probes. That could be dangerous. I don't know how those volcanoes will take that. Raven says, arf, arf. Oh, well, welcome, Raven. You're a little four-legged wonder what is it, wonder dog? No, I don't know what is it, a he or a she? Raven. I don't know. With a name like that, it could be either or. Anyway, glad to have everyone on board, and good to see you all. Of course, I'm not working that late. I did try to get home as quick as I could, and of course, you know, Friday traffic. Just what you want, right? Anyway, I did make it home and started a little bit earlier than yesterday. So, hey, it's going south. Where are you going? I guess if you're going south, you better have a boat. Okay, depending on how far south you're going, but I recommend a boat for you. Anyway, I was going to say good evening to everyone, but we want to start out with our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman, and Piggy, and Sue, and CND Boy, and Yvonne Conco, and Siggy, and possibly Gary 24/7 Live, and a few others. So we'll leave the other ones out for now. Most of them are kind of in and out sometimes, so we'll say welcome to all the moderators. Do appreciate all of you, and glad that you're on board when you can be. Anyway, getting at saying hello to everyone else in here. Pardon me. This morning I had more coughing, and I was actually sneezing quite a bit. I thought, my God, I'm coming down with the bubonic plague or something. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I got shots for that. COVID. No, can't be COVID. Don't have a fever. Anyway, welcome to Going South, and John Raper, and King Colin Deadman, and Philomena, and who else we got? Dan is in the house. Going South, welcome. Brian, Perfectibility 999 is here, as well as Henry Nelson. Welcome back. We got Philomena already. Hermione and Fluffy are here. Welcome. Arliss Scott is on board. Sandra Rockland also back. Welcome. And still going up here and looking for others. Welcome to Nancy Buchanan, Peter Greenlees, and who else? We got Arliss going up the list here, looking for other names. This is where it gets a little tougher. As soon as you get through a bunch of them, then it starts to be hunt and peck. I'm like looking for Linda Schoof, since she says hello from the lurkers, later gators. Okay, Linda Schoof. And old mummy, Metal Omi 54 is here. Welcome. Guten Abend. How about that? And let's see. I should actually greet everyone in their own language. How about that, eh? No, that'd be too much. Way too much for my little brain to handle. There's another one. Terrace knapp. Guten Abend from Berlin. Wirklich. Wunderbar. I'll translate. Said a good evening from Berlin. Really wonderful. Okay, there you go. Translated. Just like that. Dan, we got, yep, I'm going up the list, seeing who else might be in here. And I think I got just about all of you, as long as I don't have to say it in Icelandic. Welcome, Clark Hall, as well. What's happening these days with, you're wondering about Campy. Well, so far it's been it's interesting, but it's been quiet. I really haven't heard of anything more coming out of it. Magma's trying to get to the surface. This causes an earthquake swarm 0.2 to 10 kilometers depth. And yeah, we're really not sure what's happening there yet, Terrace. That's going to be a little bit interesting to see. And we've had an uplift before there, and it had subsided, so we're kind of going, are we going to take it and see what happens? But so far, nothing. Welcome to Grandma B as well. Good to have you on board. And let's see, we got Clark. Yep. Anyway, let's take a look in general and see what else we got happening. Hawaii, I'm going to stop the canned lava. We can take a look at a live shot here. I'm going to redo this. Hopefully they're still streaming. And we'll see if what's going on in Hawaii right now. So that is live from the USGS feed. Not seeing any fumarolic activity from any of the vents back here at all in this shot. We do see this steamer. I'm not sure why it's there, but it is there. Irish Monk, welcome. Good to have you on board. And who else is here? Lizoid received 17 tons of road base. Shoveled a bunch. Oh boy, you should have for a Lizoid. That's a lot of weight. A lot of shoveling there. Anyway, hope you get that shoveled in no time. Anyway, that's kind of what they're showing there right now, and Kilauea, and that is not officially Helima-Umaʻu. That Helima-Umaʻu is a little bit further to the west. So this is in the basin of Kilauea, and that is what we see. Unfortunately, like I said, nothing really happening. Let's go take a look at some of the still shots real quick, see if there's anything different there. Nope, looks still a little bit on the smoky side there. I think they need to clean that camera. There's that smoker that we were seeing. This is our old central vent, or Pig Island, right beside it. Well, this is Pig Island. That's the central vent area. The old lava pond is in here. And that's the west one, and Silversmith is here. Welcome, Silversmith. The old west vent used to be right around here, but it's kind of a ridge now. Still not seeing anything really wild there, so we'll leave that guy be. Next photo, let's refresh that, see what we got for today. 13:16 is the time that came from. There you can see that smoker again. And our vents here that really aren't doing anything, and of course some more smoke coming off of that central area of Helima-Umaʻu. So pretty cool. Let's take a quick peek at the thermal. Gonna redo that and see what we get. Gotta get my other screen working again there. Ooh, I got that archive footage thing on there. Let's get rid of that. Click, come on, go. I clicked you. I command you to be gone. There we go. So that's the bottom side. This is our old lava pond there. We don't see much in it, as everything is kind of cooling off. So from what we see, yeah, relatively benign as far as any new activity. Everything is quiet. we're going to leave it at that, and we'll move on. I'm going to move, actually I'll put it back on that page so I can find it later. Let's have a quick peek at some of the stuff going on there in Iceland. Let's see if we can find anything there that is of interest. As soon as I find where the heck Iceland is, maybe this one, let's try that. Alright, so that's one of the shots. Let's go back 6 hours. There you can see the outline of Keilir silhouetted against the cityscape of Reykjavik, the capital city in the background, and Rebbe should be out here somewhere. Let's go back, and that we'll go about 5.5 hours, 6.5 hours, see what it looks like. And there you go. There's our wonderful Rebbe vent, and really not doing much more, doing what it was doing yesterday or day before, really quite quiet. So I'm not going to dwell on that. We'll leave that guy be. We'll put it back onto live, and we'll carry on to our next shot here. This one is, we'll go back that up a little bit as well. That's 6 hours 45 minutes ago. That is from Thorbjorn, just south of the Blue Lagoon and the power plant and the hotel where Yvonne is staying. And there's the top of our wonderful, what is it? Ragnar. That's it. The flat top up there. That's Ragnar behind this hill. Pretty awesome. And don't see too much other stuff going on. Stori Hutter right there. And lots of cloud today. So not that great. A little bit of rain, I guess. And that is back to live. We don't see anything during the nighttime. This, of course, is a shot of the capital city of Reykjavik, and you can see the downtown landscape in the background there. Let's back that up for a daytime shot just to see what it was like. Yep, they did have a little bit of rain, I guess, all over the place. Just little bits of rain, though. The roads are wet, but not completely, so interesting. Anyway, that's what they had, and not that bad. And of course, this shot from the Perlin Center there in Reykjavik, overlooking the wonderful city for the most part. It doesn't capture all of it, but it's close. Let's make that one smaller, and we'll carry on. I got to make sure I did the other ones too. I did, and we're going to go take a look at this one. This is our wonderful shot of Katla. This is 12 hours ago. Let's see if we can see it at all anywhere along the way. And this is about 11 hours ago, and we don't see it. It's all hiding under clouds. Unfortunately, this is 7.5 hours ago, still under clouds, so not seeing a lot. There's still people out there, though. Amazing. This looks like it got a little bit rainier, and we aren't seeing much of anything back there. Just a tiny bit of that ice and snow that is covering the volcano itself. Okay, so what? Eek, Fluffy came in out of the rain. He's soaked. He's not so fluffy anymore, huh? Hermione, you better get a towel and make him fluffy. Anyway, that is our wonderful Katla hiding underneath the clouds. We'll leave that be. Put it on live. It's just about time for me to take a break. We'll take just a couple more quick peeks here. This is the other side of the Katla, or the other angle, and you see how rainy it was on that side. So we don't need to worry about that one. We'll make that smaller and put that one back on live. And the last one is not working anymore. I wonder if that camera died. Maybe. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it. We'll see what we can do to find more shots of that later on. That was the Askja one is no longer working, so we won't worry about it for now. We'll get things fixed. I'm going to get this running for you. Turn that little banner back on so people don't get confused. and I am going to go for a break. So for those wonderful people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop, please. Help us out, and share the stream out if you haven't done that either. That'd be great. Get a few more people in here. We only got 29 right now. We need 100 more. Anyway, let's do that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you're peeking in from the outside, hit that button as well. And that'd be awesome. On those notes, I am going to go take that break. I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from John, and Michael Olson is also here. And thank you, Sue and Henry. And Nancy says, I'm off to dinner. May I get back later? Okay, enjoy dinner, Nancy. And thank you, Hermie and Wet Fluffy. And thank you, King Colin. Awesome. Let's see. All right, let's get at the things here. Well, I don't know. Let's have a little peek at something funny. I gotta find it. I know I have a funny here that I saved, and that was sent to me by Piggy, and there it is. That was sent by Piggy. So, yep, take my advice. I'm not using it anyway. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, a little bit of fun. Got a 7-second delay. Oh boy, I don't know why you got 7-second delay. That's horrible when that happens there, King Colin. I don't know why. I did have another funny here somewhere. Let's see if I can locate that one too. And that was down in the other stuff here. Where is it? Nope. No, that one was bad. Gotta be in here somewhere. Oh, here, I found it. This one. Since the winter season is coming, we had to throw this one in and make sure that everybody can see it and have a little bit of a laugh. Let's get that off of there. So, as the female snow, I guess a snow person says to her husband, "It's not worth it, Roy. Yeah, let's just give him our noses and let him go." And of course, that is a rabbit armed with a blow dryer. And of course, that is the way it is. So armed and dangerous hare, and that is pretty cool. Anyway, I like it. So yeah, watch out, Arizona snowman. If you see any rabbits armed with a heat gun or a hair dryer, run. Anyway, that's enough. Let's see. The Reborn is also here. Welcome. And I'm just going to get rid of these funnies here. All right, let's carry on with our stuff. We had a quick look at what Iceland was looking like today, which wasn't bad. A little bit of rain. Let's go and take a look, though, at the rumble chart. And I need to stop my canned lava. There, I did. All right, so yeah, interesting rumble chart. Of course, we see, well, let's do this. Whoa, wow, Scott Hartman, thank you for doing that. And let's see, let me write that down. Scott Hartman, gifted 5. That is awesome. And a bunch of people got him. Stacy Schaefer, Professor Nature, Dana Terry, Yvonne Hates Injustice, and GCTV. I got one. So awesome. Good to see that. And thank you very kindly, Scott. That's an awesome gifting. Anyway, let's get at the chart here. So looking at our purple color first. Yeah, I know everybody's going, what's that from? What's that from? Never mind. Let's go look at this. Did I refresh it? I want to refresh it just to make sure I'm not missing anything. There we go. All right, so magmatic on a basic downward slide, but not a very quick one. Seismicity, pretty much straight across the board. But we have had a bunch of quakes in there. And as you can see on our tectonic here, somewhere just before noon, we had several that were fairly a good size. Now, when we see that going off the chart, there could be a couple of reasons for it. Either it's a very, very large quake, or the quake is very, very close to the sensor. So those are the two things to take a look at. We will discover the answers shortly, and as to what happened there. And I already know. I peeked, and I had to. It was my job. Anyway, let's go take a look at the next one on our list, and that's Krusevik. And Krusevik had two of those spikes, and I don't know, is that the same time as the other one? Anyway, their magmatic did drop a bit and try to raise up again and kind of drop back down, as what we're seeing here, and a slight uptick in comparison to what we've got over in Frankfurt. Interesting to see the differences just between the two, and they're not very far apart. And that's kind of a neat thing to be able to see that much of a difference when, you know, they're within, I don't know the exact distance between them, but I'm going to say less than 5 kilometers maybe, if that. So, but lots of spikes in this one as well, and that is an indicator that we have something going on in the area. Let's take a look at the one from Grindavik and see if that is similar in that sense. So the Grindavik one should be right about there. And yep, a magmatic up a little bit, but down, just trying to rebound at the end here. Not very huge as far as I'm concerned. Our magmatic did pick up a little bit, but dropped again, and then tried to regain kind of almost back to where it started at the beginning of the day. So hard to say what exactly went on. And we do see one of those spikes here, but nowhere near like what we've seen at our location. And that is, of course, the ODF one. So I'm thinking we've got a quake that's pretty darn close. Not up to midnight like the rest. Hang on, I just refreshed it. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're missing a little bit of data. Darn it. Yep, we're missing. You're right, Sue. There is a little bit missing. Let's take a look at Grimsey. Grimsey is all the way up to date. And we see the a drop, increase, drop, increase. It's like my two waves are going through. And anyway, I've always had this thing about everything happens in a wave pattern, and you know, I keep looking at it, and for the most part, Iceland seems to get 2 waves a day from what's going on, and I'm just kind of looking at that, kind of chuckling. That's just my own hypothesis. Don't pay any attention to my nonsense. I'm not a volcanologist. Anyway, looking at what we had in seismicity, though, it did drop and try to regain, but kind of drop back down to about the same level as where it was there. ODF, first one, yeah, ODF was the first one, and we'll show you that right away when we get over to those earthquakes. And the other one we're going to have a quick peek at, of course, here is Askja, and see if we can spot anything there. And looks like, ooh, they had a quake just before midnight, but their magmatic is headed down pretty good. Same thing with seismicity, and yes, they did have some little shakers there, and also lower than what we had. So yeah, not that one is not at midnight either. Darn it. I hate when that happens, Sue. you know what that is? That is a disruption of the data stream somewhere along the way. ODF, yeah, if we redo that, does it catch up? Nope. Somebody's withholding something. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let's go ask you a question. Did someone stomp on it? Well, ask you a question. Yeah. I don't know if somebody stomped on Askia. There might be snow out there messing with the sensors. We know that that camera wasn't working, and we had snow yesterday, so that's also something that will affect these sensors quite a bit. So if we get a lot of snowfall. Anyway, let's go over the earthquakes and see what's actually going on with the shakers. Looks like 122 in the last 24 hours. And because I'm curious, let's just look out, way out around it. Nothing way out in the south either. And not seeing anything huge as far as quakes are concerned. We do see a 2.59 over here at Bardabunga, and that's 144 meters down, pretty close to the surface. 11:21 was the time on that. Let's leave those alone. I want to zoom in over here and see what's going on. Interesting that we've got a real swarm happening there. Ooh, that is neat. It's called K-Lear. You might have heard of it. And that is a 2.45. That's a fairly hefty quake. And the sensor would be right around here. And I think, or here, is it right there? Let me see if the sensor shows up on the map. There it is. There's the ODF sensor. So that is likely when that big quake happened. 10:21. That looks about right. So there it is. It's not a puzzle. We've solved it. And that is your largest quake there. When did this one happen? 9:41. And remember, there was a second line very close to it, so that could have been that one. Or we could have had some other quakes in the area. Very interesting, though, to see that, and that is nice that we've got that one going. Here's this one. That's kind of in between the two. Is that a new sensor? HRV? I don't recall seeing that one. And that is interesting. And it too has spikes. We're going to have to start looking at this one. HRV. And that is right in between our wonderful Fragedalfjall and Krusevik. And that is pretty cool. Interesting. Anyway, that's pretty awesome looking. Let's go through some of these quakes. Yep, I think it's the large quake disrupted the sensor is what it was. They moved the FAF to... is it the FAF that they moved there? I thought that was the ODF that they moved and or used. So we'll look at that that one from now on. Anyway, I'm going to make a note here. HRV, and that is that could be the one that we had over in Fragedalfjall before. So that one being right in between the two, though, is pretty good. I think ODF was there all along, but my memory is not perfect. Well, let's ask Perfect. Perfect, do you remember? I'm kidding, never mind. It's all right. Let's go after a few of these, and I know it's very close to break time, but I'm curious here. 21:31, and we had a 1.6, 1.1 kilometers down. And the next one, there's a 0.41, 5.4 kilometers down, 7:34. This one is a 0.35, 5.2 kilometers down from 2:33 this morning. 1:15 a.m., a 0.34. and that is 2.2 kilometers down for that guy. Now getting over here, and of course Yvonne Kunkel is sleeping there on her bed, and these happened. She was snoring so loud she caused all this rumbling. At 8:58 a.m., 0.41, 5.4 kilometers down, 0.08 from 3.4 kilometers down at 8:43, 1.16, 5.0 kilometers down, 8:19, and then we've got this guy here, 0.28, and that's 3.3 clicks down, 7:07 this morning. And on the edge of Thorbjorn, we've got 4:38 a.m., 1.53, 4.6 clicks down. And then the list goes on. Nothing down at Grindavik, which is good. Out here in the flats, we got a 3:25 a.m., 0.24, 4.7 kilometers down. 0.63, 4.3 clicks down from 10:49. If we go and look, there's a 0.66 there, 6.1 clicks down, 9:44, a 0.39, 5.1 clicks down, 8:24 this morning, 0.59, yep, 8:24 we got, 9:44, a 0.15, 4.2 clicks down, a 0.57, 5.4 kilometers down from 11, what was it, 11 something? 20, there we go. 2.12 from 6.3 clicks down, 10:24 this morning. 1.4, 5.6 clicks down, and then 0.66 and 5.0 clicks down, 8:52. I forgot to put the time on that 1.4, 8:24 this morning. And this 1.14, 6 kilometers down at, what is it, 11:04, there we go. 12:51, a 0.29, and that is 4.1 kilometers down, and a 0.76, a 5.8 kilometers down from 12:38. It is a time for a break, you guys. So when we come back from the break, we're going to do bacon seeds, and then we'll come back here, and this is the outline for our Fragranfjeld system, and that is pretty awesome. So we'll take a look more at that HRV sensor. That likely is where they moved ours over to. It was over here somewhere before, I think, right in here. And being there, that'd be pretty close. So, how far fell? Something like that. Okay, anyway, let's put you back on the canned lava, get that rolling for you, and I am going to go take a break. For those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop, please. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. That'd be really cool. And for right now, I'm going to go take that break, 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Maybe a minute longer, a little less, I don't know. But after the break, we'll come back with bacon seeds. Piggy sent a bunch more in, and we'll take a look at them. And we'll see what we can do. All right, keep smiling, play nice on the lava. Here comes some music, and I'll be back. we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back. Oh, and glad to have you all on board. I see Thor popped in. Welcome, Thor. And thank you for the welcome backs from John and Sue and Scott Hartman and Henry and Thor. So awesome. Anyway, I did say it was going to be bacon seed time, eh? Going south, thank you. Yeah, it's a bacon seed time. So let's stop the canned lava and freeze it in its tracks. And we'll go over and take a look and see what we've got for bacon seed troubles today. Anyway, those were the last couple that we seen yesterday. And I wonder what they will reveal. We'll see. After we get rid of all of them and everything goes black on the screen. Oh, how about we see that? All right, somebody is getting some scratches and enjoying it. Gotta love a smile. When you see a wonderful smile on a pig like that, you know they're happy. They're being coddled. Yeah, they like it. Belly tickle, a big smile. Yep. We gotta enjoy that. Next bacon seed is this one. And when you get all tuckered out and get cuddled to death, and then you want to get some more cuddles and stay warm. They're buddies and they like sleeping together. That is awesome. And pretty nice to see the cuddling. And next one is on a bed and kind of was having a nap, I see. I kind of got the trotters tucked underneath there and smiling for the camera. And, or maybe watching some TV or something. I have no idea. Anything is possible. Could be just relaxing. And let's get to our next one. This one is coming out of the flowers. I'm looking at me. Yeah, there you go. Team nap. I like that. This guy looks pretty awesome, and he was up to something back there in the corner. You can see the smirk on his face. Yep, he's popping out, saying, "You can't see me." Anyway, next one. And I think we might have seen this one before, but hey, it's a boy. And that is pretty awesome. Little, tiny little guy. And very, very small indeed. Gotta like it. Let's go to our next one and see what else we've got. And this little guy, I think he is absolutely wonderful looking, smiling at the camera. I guess I don't think you need to tell them to say cheese, and they'll probably want some. Let's get to our next bacon seed. And yeah, it is actually a very, very nice looking. That just makes you want one. Okay, it's nap time. If you all put your head down, you can have a nap just like this wonderful piggy. And that is an awesome shot. And a smile on his face. And getting some, Z's. That is pretty awesome. I kind of like that shot. Let's see what else we got. It's, the ghost piggy. And this guy's having a snooze too. He's covered up and he's getting a little bit of sunshine on his head with the sun coming in and enjoying his bed. That is wonderful. And he's got a funny looking face. I don't know, it's just the way he's sitting or laying there, I guess. Pretty nice. I kind of like it. No stress involved here. That's the whole thing. Just relaxed. And that is nice to see. Next one. More sleeping going on. And, you gotta say, hey, when they got a smile on their face and they're sleeping, obviously they're having good dreams and they live in a happy home. So that is pretty awesome. And we have one more bacon seed to go. Let's see what the last one is doing. And that is another one, but this one is cuddling up in front of the fireplace, enjoying a nice warm fireplace. Gotta love it. Smart little piggy, and very, very cool. Or warm in this case. Keeping warm, you bet. That is an awesome little pig. And I bet you that a pig really likes it there. That's it for our bacon seeds for today. So thank you, Piggy, for sending quite a few of those. And of course, no hogwash tonight. No, nothing dirty tonight. We'll work on that for tomorrow. Maybe we'll see if we can have an interlude of hogwash stuff. Anyway, all clean seeds tonight. Yep. Yeah, and yeah, thanks Piggy for the seeds, and Donk for sharing. Yeah, and Piggy did send 6 of those, and the last 4 were from me. Anyway, we'll get back to this. And of course, Philadelphia, we want to take a good look at see what's happening. We went up to this area here, so we did look at the outline. And let's start at the bottom here and see what these shakers are doing. So we got a 0.25, 3.7 kilometers down from 243 this morning. Very small 0.12, 754 meters down, 27 minutes after midnight. A 0.26, 731 meters down from 246. The next one is hang on, that's the same one. Let's try that one. 0.48, and that's 1.4 kilometers down, and that's 40 minutes after midnight. And then we get a 0.05, 1.1 kilometers down from 7 minutes after 4 a.m. Kind of makes the guy wonder. We got that guy already, so we'll leave him be. This, of course, is the location of our Ragnar. That is Siggy Fisher. And that is our Rebbe up top here. Let's have a quick look here. 5:09 this morning, a 0.78, 8 kilometers down, a little deep. 3:18 this morning, a 0.34, 10.7 kilometers down. That's quite deep, quite deep. 0.01, very small, 1.1 clicks down, 55 minutes after midnight. We'll grab this other straggler, and then we'll zoom into the pile here. 4:26 a.m. We had a 0.17, 5.3 kilometers down. Now, looking at this mess. And this is all basically K-Lear stuff. So 5:19 a.m., a 0.28, 5.7 kilometers down, a 0.08, 5.2 clicks down from 158, 0.35, 5.5 kilometers down from 320, 0.29, 5.2, just about 5.3 kilometers down, 18 minutes after midnight. 3:09 a.m., 0.25, 5.1 kilometers down, 0.23 from 5 kilometers down at 4:19, 0.3, 4:25 is the time, and 5:20 or 5.2 kilometers down. Sorry, 0.44 in magnitude, 5.5 kilometers down from 5:13. Next one is a 0.38, 4.4 kilometers down, 4:42 this morning. This 0.33, 4.6 clicks down, 5:47. 0.23, 5.1 clicks down, 5:05 this morning. 0.19, 4.8 kilometers down, 1:37. This one is a 1.39, 4.7 kilometers down, 4:17 this morning. A 0.59, 4.8 kilometers down, 4:44 was the time on that. We'll work these first, and then we'll get over to that batch. A 1.77 and a 4.4 clicks down, 9:24 was the time on that one. 4:18 a.m. a 0.45, 5.3 kilometers down. We already looked at this at 2.45 from 4.5 kilometers down at 10:21. We got a 0.89, 4 kilometers down, 10:25. And then down here we got a 0.28, and that is 7.4 kilometers down, 5:21. This guy here, 5:22, a 0.42, 7.3 kilometers down, and this is a 0.55, 3.3 kilometers down from a 10:31, 0.97, and that is 10:23, and 5.1 clicks down. Zooming in just a little bit to spread them apart, a 0.91, 4.3 kilometers down, a 1:37. From a 4:06 a.m. a 1.21, 4.5 kilometers down, 0.42, 5.9 clicks down from a 4:51, 0.52, 4.3 kilometers down, 2:24 this morning. The 0.71, 4.7 clicks down, 4:46. 0.84, 4.5 kilometers down, and 9:41. Let's try that again. Pull it down. 5:58 a.m. a 0.63, 4.6 kilometers down, a 0.9, 4.9 clicks down from 4:58, and this guy over here 0.68, 4.2 kilometers down from 4:22 this morning. Interesting, and a 0.01, 1.1 clicks down, 55 minutes after midnight. I think we got that guy. So that's all still within our fragile field area, and I think that might be it's not very close to the surface. These are a lot higher up as far as elevation. So maybe we are going to see something down here after all, or maybe over here, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let's grab these other ones. 0.5, 1.1 clicks down from 2019. We got a 0.6, 3.7 kilometers down, 2019. Another 0.6 right beside it. Sorry, that's a 1.6 from 4.4 kilometers down from 1955. A 0.7, 5.4 clicks down, and that's from 1622. 9.7 kilometers down from 1234, and 0.96 behind it, and that is 5.5 kilometers down below the lake, and that's 1129 that happened. 0.5, 6.9 kilometers down, 1727, and up in the top here is 1.22 in magnitude, 5.3 kilometers down from 1036. Just zooming out a little bit. Yeah, we got more stuff up there. We'll grab these two. We got a 0.47, 7.3 kilometers down, 850, and a 0.28, 6.4 kilometers down from 7 a.m. A 0.3, 7.6 kilometers down from 21:28. And another 0.3, 5.3 kilometers down from 17:29. A 0.75, 5.7 kilometers down from 2:26 this morning. A big empty hole in between there. Let's grab these real quick, see what they're doing, and we'll jump a few here. 1.18, 5.5 clicks down, and that is from 3:30 this morning. And we got a 0.88 in there, 4.3 clicks down, 11:11 is the time. A 0.6, 4.8 clicks down, 23:27. This one is 0.62, 7.5 kilometers down, 3:19 a.m. A 0.93, 5 kilometers down, 7:20. And 0.92, 7.3 kilometers down, 7:44 a.m. And that 1.07, 4.4 kilometers down from 7:09 this morning. With straggler up here, 6.65, 7.3 kilometers down from 8:37 for him. And there's some more stuff, bigger ones up here. 1.28, 4.2 kilometers down, 7:21. 2.01, 4.9 kilometers down, and that's a 640, and a 2.33, 3.2 kilometers down from a 642. And going for that last one up here, this one is a 0.9, 5.8 kilometers down from a 2344. Let's slide slide over a little bit more, get that 1.6, and that is at, what is it, Hofsjökull, if I said it right. 1.6, 6.4 kilometers down, and 2212. Going back down here, we do have this one, 2.48, 42 meters down at 2 a.m. at Torfajokul, if I said it right. Boy. Anyway, Katla, we got this, a 0.7, 13.6 kilometers down, 22:34 was the time on that one. And looking at the scattered mess we got here, let's take a look. A 0.4, 600 meters down from a 25, and a 1.19, 1.1 kilometers down, 1624 for him. Going up here, and we do see that's Grimsvatn. A 0.6 is the latest one. 2.1 is the depth, and then of course 6 minutes after their new midnight, since we're not there yet, but that's tomorrow. 0.4, 5.2 kilometers down, 36 minutes after midnight, the old one. And this is a 0.9, 7 kilometers down from 11:36, and 1.2, 5.2 clicks down from 15:45, and there's a 0.3 hiding underneath that, 5.2 kilometers down at 5 a.m. Moving up to Bardabunga, we did see this one earlier, the 2.59, the biggest one on the charts today, and that is 144 meters down. 11:21 is the time when that happened. 0.4, 1.1 kilometer down from 21:43. Moving up to Askja, and that'll will ask you if you have any questions. 3.6 clicks down, 9:35, and a 1.48 from 19.4 kilometers down. That's quite deep. 31 minutes after midnight. Makes a guy go, Okay, and next one here, 0.39, 4.8 kilometers down, and that is 5:15 a.m. And going north of Herdebreit, we have a few here. 0.81, 4.6 kilometers down, 4:32 this morning. At 36 minutes after midnight, we had a 0, and that is 5.2 kilometers down. 1.4, 5 clicks down from 1911. There we go. This one, 5:50 a.m., a 0.44, 4.9 kilometers down. Let's move a little further north, see what else we got. A 0.63, 4.1 clicks down, 12:51. And then we got a stack of 2 here. A 0.2, 1.3 clicks down from 16:53. And a 0.11, 5.1 kilometers down from 5:04 this morning. Let's keep going north here and see what else we got. We're into the water now. A 0.5, 5 kilometers down, 21:50 is the time on that. And then we got a 0.38, 10 kilometers down, 4:35 this morning. And a 1.09, 4.7 kilometers down from 8:58. And these two, I guess, are the closest to Grimsey. There's a Grimsey. We have a 1.4, 2.9 kilometers down from 21:54, and a 0.7, 5.2 kilometers down from 13:21. And that's it for earthquakes there in Iceland. And interesting to see this swarming, and underneath the Keilir, that's telling us things aren't done yet with that magma chamber. At least that's what I'm guessing. And it may be all the way over to here, but Yeah, keep rumbling. I want to see more quakes. Apparently, Yvonne is supposed to be going and doing a helicopter flyover, doing a thermal imaging tomorrow. That'll be interesting if she'll share any of that. We'll see. And yes, Sue, I did see your 4-minute warning. Thank you. And I think we're just about there anyway as far as that break is concerned. So let's just zoom out a little bit. And yeah, I don't think we're going to see any more nasty quakes. But what is it, 118 in the last 24 hours? That's pretty cool. All right, let's leave it as that. I'm going to put it back on the canned lava. And we'll get that rolling. There we go. And on that, oh, is a wonky donkey saying good night? Yep, a wonky donkey. Trev, you take care. All the best to you, and sleep well. And don't let the stable bugs bite. I don't know what they're called there. What do you call stable bugs? I don't know. Never mind. Anyway, those good friendly notes, it's time for me to go take that break. So if you have not yet hit that like button, we encourage you to do so. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. I see our viewership has dropped a little. Fridays are usually a little lighter. People are out and on dates and doing things, so who knows. But hay fever. Oh boy, is that what he gets there? Hay fever? You make sure you got clean hay there, a wonky donkey. You don't want hay fever. All right, I'm going to go take that break, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that nice stuff. And I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Here comes some music. we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and of course you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And yeah, I read your message there, and I did look there, Sue, and yeah, we can see it. That's pretty awesome. Maybe we'll take a quick peek at it right away. So yeah, thank you for the welcome backs, John and Sue. And we're gonna put our canned lava on hold, and we'll go take a look and see if we can. There's a Shivelish, and let's see what Shivelish has got for us today. Let's see if we can zoom in. We can see Shivelish, but not very well. We still have lots of cloud over top of it. Let's see there. That'll help a little bit. The egg is hiding underneath the cloud, unfortunately, but we do see the outer rim on both sides there. We know it's in the middle here, and of course the big back walls and everything you can definitely see there. So pretty cool to see that. The medium-sized shot, not that bad. We're not seeing that venting in the back here that was pluming up before. It seems to be, well, I mean, there was pluming quite high, so we would have been able to see it if during an eruptive time it's back there. Anyway, I'm not seeing a heck of a lot. Of course, the clouds aren't helping. Let's get rid of that. And this is a long distance shot, slightly different than the one we just looked at. And that is from, I guess, from a 124 by the looks of it. So their local time, and let's see, what is this one? This is from, when is this from? It doesn't say up top there. 40 minutes after midnight on the 23rd. Okay, I guess. Anyway, that is what Shivelish is looking like, so not bad. Let's leave Shivelish though. Just a quick peek over here. I want to look at, this is a Shishaldin. I'm going to redo that. Shishaldin, kind of, well, you can see a little bit of it, and maybe the peak. Not anything coming out of there though. Just these clouds in the way, unfortunately. So we know Shishaldin has been active, and we'll see what happens in the future. Let's go down to Mexico. We'll see if we can get that working. Just gotta find the gray screen with the big circle thing in it. We'll refresh that one, and we'll actually go over here and see if we can get that on live as well. We'll do Fuego first if we can. Looking at it, yep, oh, we did see it in there for a second. Where was it? Somewhere in here. It had some funky clouds hanging around. Ooh, nice. All right. Where is it? Right in here. We can kind of sort of see it. Not very well, but it is there. Broken clouds, of course, and that is our biggest nemesis for volcano watching, and that is the volcano gray, the clouds. Going back a ways though, 9:34 a.m. That's what the view was. We weren't seeing anything popping out of it, and prior to that, again, it was we only had a little bit before that. This was about the clearest as we could see. This was from 9:20, and you can see that gray plume over on that side. So that is coming from the volcano, and it is being blown off to the right there, and that would be, I think, north if I'm correct. So pretty intense. Magmas is here. Welcome, and yeah, that's kind of interesting to see. Let's skip these ads and we'll see what this thing is doing. And this, of course, the other one we just looked at was Fuego in Guatemala. This one here is Popocatépetl, and that is about 70 kilometers south of Mexico City. And as you can see right now, it is producing some very dirty ash. and the steam and whatever else is associated with that tephra mass leaving the caldera up top here. So pretty awesome and nice to see that. We know Popo has been busy. If we go back half an hour, it was doing exactly the same thing. If we go back to about an hour ago, and look at that, still doing the same thing. You'd almost think that this thing is going to erupt or something. Is somebody got that idea? Anyway, going back a little further, 1647, slightly different material, a little bit more of that clean gas in there, I guess. And if we go back to 1522, hard to see, but it is off-gassing. It's just it's being blown the opposite direction here, away from the camera area. So it's a very light-colored background, so hard to see anything there. If we go here, the thing changed wind direction a little bit. You're seeing some build up. You can see some of that darker gray. This was at 1344. But if we go back, we definitely had some interesting eruptions. So if we go to about here, you'll notice the color of it, right? And of course, that is just basically steam and ash. So, or steam and just gases. This stuff, on the other hand, this is where the goods are. Okay, this is from 1138, just a little bit before that, and yeah, there's more of that wonderful eruptive material coming out of there. So you can expect to see as the billowing gets over here, we're going to see a kind of a rain of ash coming down. You'll see it get all fuzzy with little streaks coming down, and you can already see there's some of that material starting to drop. So ash layers is what it's building up, and looks like it's done it again. So 1138 kind of been busy, that volcano, and I'm liking it. But prior to that, if we this one is at 1138, even if we go just a little bit before that, 1108, it was clean as a whistle as far as the steam coming out. So interesting to see the differences from just the regular steam venting to the other material that we've got with all that tephra in it. Now I'm going back all the way here, just searching through, and we'll bring you back to about 11 hours and 57 minutes ago, and the gases basically was like that up to that last eruption we just looked at. But I was looking at this, trying to figure out what do we got happening here. It almost looks like there might be a hole in the side of Popocatépetl. Is that a possibility, or do we have a steaming rock or something? We're going to have to keep an eye on this in the future and see. I don't recall seeing this before. Maybe I'll have to look back on some of the other videos. But is it cracked? Or, where is this coming from? It's got to be emanating, well, I don't know, there or here. I wonder if this has broken out. I'm just kind of curious here. It does look like it's fairly fresh. So anything is possible. I'm going to have to look back on some of the older videos and see if I can spot anything on Popo that was like that. So very interesting happenings there at Popocatépetl. I mean, if we are starting to see landslides, that's pretty bizarre. So, and that would have it looks like there's cracks on the bottom here. This whole thing shifted downward, but it definitely looks like new material or a fresh scarring. Same with this up here. I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't recall seeing it. And I'm really curious what all that smoke is coming from down here. So maybe we're going to see a change there at the Popocatépetl. Let's put that back on live. And when we look at it here, I don't know, it doesn't see, I don't see that, but the thing going across, we do see that big crack though, and the way things had broken off here. So I don't know if that was, I know it was pretty rough here before, and I also know that we didn't have two eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and a kind of a long hair, and this hair up top there. There's a dude in here. Okay, and that is the dude. Somebody has got a dude in there. All right, never mind. Hope the top doesn't collapse down. Yeah, that would be scary if it did that. What I would be worried about at that point, Sue, is you know, the pyroclastic flows. If there is magma in there that could gush out and create those heavy pyroclastic flows down the side of the mountain. And of course that would do a few things. If it goes too far, of course we're going to get forest fires, as well as crayon time, Doc. You want me to draw them? Okay, I will draw. I was thinking about that. I had to point that guy out. Let's see if my crayons will work. I got to be on the right screen. Okay, I need fine crayons though. Let's go to settings, and I don't want yellow. I'm going to use green for his eyes. I think that might work. And I want to do, wow, there. Well, that's not very good eyes. No, man, let me clear that. Let's do that again. I need a thinner. Why is this thing on a thick? Let's go a thin. There we go. Then we can make the eyeball outlines. Oh, something like that. And the other one. I'm not a very good artist. That eyeball didn't turn out too well. And his nose, nostrils, kind of going back like that. Then you can see his mouth right in there. And we'll use some brown for his hair. Maybe, I don't know where a brown is on this scale here. Maybe some of that. Okay, that'll work. And we'll color his hair brown all the way up here. And he's got a beard too. So that is pretty cool. There you go. I know. It's going to be hard to deal with. Need some piggy to lick crayons. Yep. Anyway, yeah, looks like the wavy hair in the back there and coming down here. I'm not an artist, you guys, so hey, what do you expect? Anyway, that is the face. It's in there. Quick, take a screenshot. You'll never see it again. Good night, John Raber. Take care. And we're going to get rid of that real quick, and we'll remove there. All right, I'm going to leave the crayons be. All right, so yeah, that's Popocatépetl live. It's doing its thing, and they changed the quality on me, or did they? No, they went out of focus. Irish monk. What? I have an alibi. Irish monk, is your alibi a solid one, is the question. The last ones were somewhat on the sketchy side. Thank you very kindly for the 20, what is that? Argentinian, I don't know why that's doing its thing. Yeah, Argentinian pesos. Let me get that written down. Thank you very kindly, sir. And we'll take all denominations. Okay, awesome. Anyway, yeah, well, I'll make that one smaller, and I want to make this one smaller as well for now. But interesting to see that Popocatépetl is doing what it's doing. Now, looking at our next one here before we lose the light, 6:02. It says, oh, that's AM. Let me refresh that. That didn't work. And this is 6:53 p.m. Same time zone as us, but that is Messiah Volcano. You're certainly seeing the glow from the caldera. Unfortunately, the other camera doesn't seem to be working. Dr. Fox, I was in a nightclub with the police. Oh boy. What did you do this time, Irish monk? I hope you didn't do anything crazy. Hey, this is a nice shot. This is Rincon de la Vieja in Costa Rica. And you have a little bit of the moon up top here. That is pretty awesome looking. It's lighting up the clouds and a part of the nighttime jungle scene. Unfortunately, we are unable to see the caldera and no eruption. At least I don't think that's what that smoke is from. I don't know. Maybe it is coming out of there, but we don't have the ability to really know that for sure. So let's leave it as that. It's nighttime. We can't see it. Anyway, let's move on and go to this one. I'm going to actually refresh this. I should have done that earlier, and I totally forgot to. So we're going to have to take a look at nighttime stuff. I hope you mean a nightclub listening to the band. Uh-oh. Irish monk, you're in trouble now. Grandma B's after you. Anyway, this is Lascar, and Grandma B's got a big stick. Watch out there, Irish monk. Anyway, we do see a little bit of the wispiness coming off of the top of the volcano. You can see it just in there, just built up slightly. So it's all good. So I don't know, not much coming out of there. Let's go back and we'll take a look at the next one. And of course, we're not going to see anything at Laguna del Mole. And Villarica is dark. Very dark, so they are likely stuck in the clouds, and that's okay. We'll see what we can find later on in life. Quick peek over at our next one, and that is Merapi, and we'll see if we can find Merapi in the gauntlet of windows I have open here. There it is. I found it. Looks pretty interesting taking a look at the top of this. It's, no, that can't be right time-wise. I was going to say, shouldn't it be light there? Now we got commercials. Oh, great. Ha! I guess they're having morning coffee. It's at that time over there. Get your Folgers right away. More commercials. Hey, kayaking. Careful on the kayaks. All right, and there we go. That's more like it. 7:58 a.m. Wow, one puffin at a time. And now I don't know how many shekels that is, but thank you. ERS, and that is a 2,000. That looks pretty awesome there, Irish monk. Thank you very kindly. One puffin at a time, huh? All right. Just go easy on the puffins. I hear if you have too many at once, you start to look funny. I don't know. Oh, never mind. I don't know what you... Anyway, let's back that up a little bit more. I want to go back to the beginning. There you go. All right, so a little bit of bacon coming out of our wonderful Um, yeah, Merapi. I was just trying to think if there was a comment there for his thing, but and oh wow, Irish Monk throws in a 5-pack of gift memberships as well. That is awesome, and thank you kindly for that, Irish Monk, and gifted a 5-pack. That is very kind of you. Thank you very much there, Irish Monk. Very generous. I appreciate it. Anyway, lots of lovely bacon sliding down the hill, and that is doing an awesome job. Yep, congratulations to those who got the 1 month memberships, and thank you very much again, Irish Monk. All right, so looking at the way that bacon slid down there, it did fan out quite nicely in that larger delta that kind of produced now that the canyon is filled up. And of course, we see it in the IR cam down on the bottom left as well. Looks pretty cool. Lots of bacon coming out of there. So Merapi is not disappointing people. I don't know how much or how many more eruptions there were, but I think there were a few in between. I want to get back to this one here. This was a little bit different. Yeah, it came down the side slope here. It just took it all the way back. Why does it do that? There it goes. Okay, so 2:02 a.m. and it came out of that port rather than these ones over here. So that whole top, it's a very, very iffy. And we may, if they have the cameras on, and one of these nights, we could see the whole thing. If it gets a really good push, we could see the whole thing kind of pop open and start flowing. I don't know how quickly the pressure would die out, but that would be pretty awesome if everything is perforated up there and we got a lot of holes, right? So neat stuff to watch that lava flowing. I like it. And especially well, in the color mode it looks best, but it is bacon, so all good. Never trust a monk. Oh, Irish Monk, we trust you as just as far as we could throw you, and that's quite a ways. I'm kidding. You're a nice guy no matter what there, Irish Monk. All right, let's see if we can spot a little bit more. And I think what I'm going to do, actually, yeah, I think they changed the camera view just before that, so we weren't able to see much. I'm just going to go back to here a little bit. This was at 2041, and you can see they had changed the cameras around, and this was in IR or black and white mode. Yep, looks pretty lavely up top, but unfortunately we got those clouds in the way. Anyway, it is time for a break. This is a little bit earlier. They had it switched back, so pretty cool. And again, you can see some of that lava in these places, right? Which is not the same as that other path when it comes out of here and it flows straight down and spreads out. This is in that little canyon. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to put that back on live, and I am going to go put you back over to the canned lava. I'm going to go take a break, and I'm going to count how much 2,000 ARSs is. Oh, I'm not. I'm sure that it'll be like $7 or something. We'll see. Anyway, there we go. I got that canned lava working. And for those good people who are here, please do hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Also, a big thank you for those wonderful super chats, Irish Monk, and the gift giving that always gets everyone else as well. And that is awesome. On that friendly note, I'm going to go take that break. For those good people who are here, hit the like button, and I'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. And there we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back. And glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. And welcome, Yvonne Kunkel. Glad to have you on board. Let's see. Thanks for the welcome backs from Scott and Sue. And oh wow, for your great work. Thank you very kindly, Yvonne. That is very, very kind of you. And I'm gonna write that down. And just there we go. And got it. Thank you very kindly, Yvonne. That's awesome. Appreciate that. And enjoy that beer. Very kind. All right. Yeah, actually, I seen your comments earlier, Yvonne, about you're going out to do, I guess, thermal scanning on the helicopter tomorrow. Is it tomorrow that you're supposed to go do that? That's kind of interesting. I'll be awaiting to hear what you find, if there's any interesting hotspots. I'm curious what's going on down in the parking lot area. Down there, that seems to be where things are a little bit more on the shallow side. Bottom end of Not Haggy / Not Creaky area there. And or the I guess we call it the south end, towards the shore anyway. That area there, kind of weird to see that just south of the highway. Yep, all okay. Cool. That'd be pretty awesome to see it. If you can spill the beans, that'd be cool. Anyway. Awesome stuff. Okay, we're looking at Merapi. I'm gonna pull on that, or park that canned lava, not pull it, and we'll get back over onto those screens and try to find where we left off. We did have Merapi. We've seen what it was doing. Gonna make that smaller. Next one, I don't think we're gonna see anything, and that is a Taupo in New Zealand. Very cloudy looking day and rainy, and there it is. Yep, not any good. This is kind of freaky shot with the sun kind of peeking through the clouds there, with I guess some water on the lens or on the camera. Anyway, not anything too cool there. So. Clouds and more clouds. Let's leave it as that. Gonna put that one back on live, and we'll go to the next shot, and this will be our not so good weather there either. Our wonderful Taupo, the entire lake that you can't see in the background. Yeah, like way back there. You can't even see across here, let alone the way back there. So yeah, not so good a weather. Is that snow falling with that rain, or is that just rain? It almost looks like there's snowflakes in there. That looks like it's coming down. Yeah, Taupo is like seriously. To me, that looks like it's snowing, not raining. Yeah, I think it's snowing in New Zealand. Okay, well, not worry about it. I don't know if they ever get snow there. I think they do, but that's pretty cool, and kind of a wrong time of the year to get snow, though, isn't it? A little bit weird. But yep, Taupo, of course, the entire caldera is the lake, and so can't show you anything. This wonderful shot, though, courtesy of Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center. Nice place to stay, and usually you can see all the way across the lake, except for a day like today. Anyway, we'll make that one smaller, put it back on this other thing here, and click these buttons, and we'll go to our next one. and that shall be over to, well, I don't know if Semaru is on. I'm going to refresh that just to double check. They weren't on yet when I checked earlier, and no, they're not going. This was from earlier today. This is from Lava TV cabs, and they're in the Philippines, and that is Mayon volcano. So that's what he was looking at earlier, and they did zoom in a bunch. We'll move it forward here. A nice shape to the volcano, and that is a little bit zoomed in. You can see some off-gassing and that kind of thing. I don't know if there was much lava. This was getting into the evening, I think, is when he was filming this. And yeah, you can see a little bit of a glow up there. Not much yet, and if we move that ahead a little bit, yep, there it is. You can see that right in there. Beautiful lava coming out of the volcano, and of course it being dark and so far away, it's hard to see what's going on there, but at least we've got an idea that there is something going. So cool to see that. And yep, so Mayon in Luzon Island in the Philippines is definitely erupting. This, of course, was from earlier today, but, or, well, technically in their night, about 8 hours ago or so, something like that. Anyway, we're just peeking to see what it looked like a little later, and you can see that glow up top there, but not too much else, unfortunately. Let's see if we go a little bit more. Yeah, it's even harder to see. And again, the weather there is always kind of iffy. And there you can see just a little bit of that, but not much. Let's leave that be, and we'll move on to our next volcano. Let's take a look and see. We're not going to see anything over there in our wonderful Yellowstone National Park, so let's go over to our wonderful Japan, and we'll see what they've got happening. Let's make that bigger, and confirming ice cream boat is in. Yay, ice cream boat in and docked and waiting for customers. In the background we have a volcano called Sakurajima, and this is the Kagoshima area. Pretty cool, and let's leave that one be. Get your ice cream while you're there. I can't remember what. Yvonne, have you heard of Icelandicite sites? Irish monk, is that contagious? Yeah. Okay, never mind. Next shot. Looking at the volcano a little closer, and we do see most of that smoke was headed towards the camera, so visibility wasn't all that good. If we go back a little bit, this is an hour and 45 minutes ago, you can see that plume was shifted off to the right hand side a little bit more. Looked a little bit better, but I couldn't really tell what was actually happening. This is earlier from 7:40 a.m. Again, still only that white steamy plume coming out. No heavy tephra or anything like that. That was earlier in the morning. That looked kind of weird. What is that sticking up? That is weird. I don't recall something. Oh, that might be the background. Just the way the clouds are playing with it. Anyway, pretty scary. Yep, 21 degrees here. Grindavik, ooh, 7. And back at your home, Yvonne, you got 11 degrees. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's go back a little bit more. I wanted to see if we can spot any glow, and there is some glow at 5:20 a.m. So we know we have some hot lava there and doing its thing. Hard to see it, but there is a bit there. Going back, that's 4:30. Want to go back a little bit more. Too much cloud there, can't see it. There's a little bit of glow right in there at 1:07 a.m. And let's see, a little earlier, definitely see it at 23:58. So, yep, pretty cool. We know we've got hot lava, just nothing popping out right now, unfortunately, from Sakurajima. Let's jump over to ASO and see what ASO's got. And of course, here's our wonderful vent over here at ASO, and you can see all that white cloud coming out of there. Well, that is the steam that, of course, with the hot caldera floor, it generates a lot of steam and also off gases, SO2 amongst other things. So interesting to see, and it was doing that earlier, even in the yucky weather. They did have some weather come through, and that looked like that, little on the eerie side, and then it was like this for a little while, and then if we go back a little bit more, it was somewhat clearer for a little while, and then it came out of the darkness, I guess, is when the day started, so you couldn't see a heck of a lot. Anyway, let's put it back on live. That's what the shot looks like. The fly up here is absolutely free. You don't need to worry about him. He can't get you. All right, let's put that back there and go to the next screen. Let's see if we can get to a live shot. Not going to see much of anything there from Asama. Asama is about 100 kilometers to the west of Tokyo, slightly northwest, but pretty much there. And we're not seeing anything. Clouds, lovely, lovely clouds, lots of them. Here we can see something. This is back a bunch of hours. That's from 5:03 a.m. And there we had an opening, and we could see that, yes, it is indeed off-gassing and doing a wonderful job at it. And very cool. Home is at 1 a.m., so it's okay. 3 there, okay. A little bit of a difference, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm not with it. I'm trying to look at the volcanoes, and thanks for the 5-minute warning there. Sue, I had to think about the name. I was thinking, should I call you Yvonne? Yeah, that wouldn't work. Called you Piggy the other day, so why not? Just a personal little giggle here. My mother used to do that all the time. She'd rattle through the entire list of kids' names till she got to the right one. Anyway, yeah, a little bit of fun there. All right, let's leave that be. So that's what we've got going on there at Asama, and definitely off-gassing. Ice cream boat is still docked there, so if you haven't got your ice cream, if you hurry down, you can get it still before they leave. And that's all cool. And hopefully we'll see one of these erupt. I'd like to see that. I just don't want to see anything get hurt or anyone, being displaced. That's why an Icelandic eruption would be okay, right? It'd be nice to know if we got something happening there. It really would. Quite interesting. You think there's a magma intrusion underneath the Fragedalfjall there, Yvonne? I'm just curious if you might think of that. Irish Monk says, I bought B-A-Y a kunkel. You bought Yvonne a kunkel, B-A-Y kunkel? Okay, I'm confused about that. Irish Monk. And that's E-R-S and 2000. There we go. Yeah, that is awesome. They're all awesome and they're wonderful. Okay, let's see. Well, I'll put it back on here. I think we can probably do a volcano report very quickly, unless it's really long. I haven't even looked at it. Let's take a peek. Where is the volcano report? Let's see. Oh my God, there's things in here. All right, well, yeah, we can do this real quick. So, volcano report for today, and we got the lava rolling there. All right, last Wednesday's volcanic activity, 2 volcanoes, Sabancaya, Peru, intermittent emissions to 26,000 feet, or 7,900 meters, reported at 2045. Yep, but no eruption from Yvonne. Yvonne and Coco. Okay. Writing that one down. And thank you, Yvonne, for that €5 super chat. Awesome. Okay, and Dakono, Halmahera Island, Indonesia, continues volcanic ash to 8,000 feet, 2,400 meters, reported at 2,300. Then for today, or sorry, Thursday. Oh, hang on. Am I looking at the right report? This is yesterday's report. It's long. Let's go to the right one. It's long too. Oh my God! It's hours long. Okay. Sorry. Ignore those last ones. Those were yesterday's. Late Thursday's volcanic activity. 8 volcanoes. Sabancaya. Hey, didn't we just start with that one? Continuous ash emissions to 27,000 feet, 8,200 meters, reported at 2015. Mayon, Luzon Island, Philippines, eruption, volcanic ash cloud, unknown height, reported at 2045. Popocatépetl, Central Mexico, continuing volcanic ash emissions observed to 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters, reported at 2045. Santiaguito in Guatemala, new volcanic ash emissions observed on satellite to 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters, reported at 2145. Sangay in Ecuador, Avona reports volcanic ash emissions to 20,000 feet, 6,100 meters, reported at 2,200. Reventador in Ecuador, Avona report volcanic ash emissions to 14,000 feet, 4,300 meters, reported at 2245. Dakono, Halmahera Island, Indonesia, volcanic ash to 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters, reported at 2330. And Semeru, East Java, Indonesia, discrete volcanic ash emissions to 14,000 feet, 4,300 meters, reported at 2345. And then we've got 10 volcanoes for today's volcano report. We'll go through them real quick and we'll make it happen. And Fuego, Guatemala, no volcanic ash observed, reported at 45 minutes after midnight. Semeru, East Java, Indonesia, separate report from 4:20. Ibako, Paramashir Island, and Kuril Islands, Russia, possible eruption observed to 10,000 feet, 3,000 meters at 4:45 a.m. If you see a possible eruption, I wonder what that is. Okay, but it's cool. Nishinoshima, Nishinoshima, Pacific Ocean, Japan, a separate email report from 6:45. Popocatépetl, Central Mexico, frequent emissions to 20,000 feet, 6,100 meters, reported at 7 a.m. Occasional volcanic ash emissions to 21,000 feet, 6,400 meters, reported at 1830. Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia, new volcanic ash emissions to 24,000 feet, 7,300 meters, reported at 8 a.m. Sabancaya, Peru, continuous ash emissions to 27,000 feet, 8,200 meters, reported at 8:15. Santiaguito in Guatemala, volcanic ash not detected, reported at 9:15. Reventador in Ecuador, occasional light emissions to 14,000 feet, 4,300 meters, reported at 10:15. Dakono, Halmahera Island, Indonesia, continuous volcanic ash observed to 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters, reported at 11:15 a.m. All right, that's it for the report. We do have two separate ones that we'll take a look at, that Nishimoshima in the Pacific, as well as Semaru, when we come back from the break. So let me go do that, and that is awesome. Yeah, the wrong report was the first one. Yeah, we got that. All right, so we got it. Thursday's report, 8 volcanoes. Yeah, we got the right report. That was my bad. Okay. Speedy report. Riba, andale. Yeah, we do that sometimes. All right, I'm going to go take a break, ladies and gentlemen, and Yvonne is thinking, I wonder. Oh, something like an auctioneer. I'm going to go take a break, though, rest my wonderful, beautiful voice, and I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. And don't go away. Keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. I've never heard... what? Okay, I've heard that 2 times, Tom. Tom? I didn't see Tom. Where's Tom? I don't see Tom. Okay. I don't see Tom. Okay. Anyway, I'll be back. And there we go, that microphone is back on. Welcome back everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. And thank you for the welcome back there, Sue. And Yvonne, thank you. And welcome, Brian, Perfectability 999. Good to see you. Yeah, I was just looking out the kitchen window and I was very surprised. I have not seen Limpy for almost 3 weeks, or over 3 weeks, and he was eating tonight, so he looks like he's in a pretty good shape, so I'm happy about that. Nice to see Limpy come back. So I know right now we've got the two young ones. We've got LB and we've got Limpy, so 4 bunnies for sure. Anyway, pretty cool. Yeah, they don't all come eat at the same time yet, but we'll see. Maybe Limpy is a girl and has been busy. No, Limpy is not a girl. Limpy is definitely a boy, unless Limpy is some kind of a strange girl. But yep, it is nice though that Limpy was there. He's definitely a boy. And that's 100%. Yeah, we've seen him. Seen him chasing the girls, and just because he's got a limp doesn't mean he can't run. I'm gonna leave that one be. All right, where the heck were we? We looked at Japan. We looked at all kinds of places. I think we need to, where are we going to go? We're going to go take a look at, I think, earthquakes next. Or did I finish everything in Japan? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think it's earthquake time. Let's see what's shaking. We'll do that anyway. Yeah, I know. He ain't that lucky. Anyway, let's go over here. Wabbit food. Irish monk, that's awesome. Irish monk. And we'll be able to get that rabbit food there. So, pretty cool. We'll see how many carrots that buys. Let's go. Let me get on that screen. I gotta get on the right screen here for some reason. Looking at our earthquake map, let's see what's shaking. And not so much happening up on the Kamchatka Peninsula. Aleutian Islands, we see a little bit of activity. A couple of little ones here. 2.8 Rat Island area. 1649 today at 32.8 clicks down. The other one is a 3.8, a little bit bigger. Near Attic from a 1406, 64.6 kilometers down. A little bit more shaking going on, and of course we see some shaking in this area. This is interesting. These are just little tiny ones. I'm not going to worry about them, but that is Sheldon right there. And of course then we got these ones here, 5.0 Alaskan Peninsula, and that is from 3:04 a.m. 44.2 kilometers down. The other one is a 4.0 from 5:59, 46.3 clicks down. So a little bit of shaking going on. Another one over here for 3.6. I'm not going to worry about it. 34 minutes after midnight, 4.8 kilometers down. This one 3.4 from 1554 and 19.1 kilometers down. Another little guy here, 2.3, just some movement there. So as long as we continue to see that movement, it's all cool. This one on the one Fuca plate, and that's a 3.0. Brandon, Oregon, I guess is pretty much straight across from it. So pretty cool. That one's from 46 minutes after midnight, and 10 kilometers down for that guy. A couple more down here, Petrolia area for 2.4 and a 2.1, so we'll just kind of point those out. I'm not going to worry about times or anything. And moving down a little bit more, we don't see anything until we get all the way down here to about, oh, what is that? Costa Rica, Nicaragua. That's yesterday's from 2307, and that's 47.9 kilometers down for him. Sliding down a little bit more, these look like Peruvian ones, and that's a 4.9 from 20 from yesterday, 2011. 131.9 kilometers down. The other one is a 4.5, and that's actually in Brazil, and that's 4:14 a.m. 220 kilometers down for him. Moving down, Chilean one here, 4.5 from 1419, 127 kilometers down, 128, if you want to call it that, pretty close. Looking at the Antarctic ridge, we don't see anything sneaking in there. Nothing new in New Zealand. Looking at the Kermadec Ridge, not really anything there. We do have these. They'll call that Fiji. It is 4.8 from 2:20 a.m. 469.7 kilometers down for that one. The other one is a 4.3 from 6:22 a.m. 512.7 kilometers down. This one is in Tonga, and that's a 4.9 from a 1613, 129.8 kilometers down for him. Interesting to see that. Nothing in the bottom or southern end of Vanuatu, but up in the north where things are shaken. 5.4 happened. 10:19 was the time. 40.1 kilometers down. Banda Sea area, yep, well, I'm pretty close there, 5.8, and it's at 8:59 there in eastern Indonesia, 155.3 kilometers down. This one here, also in Indonesia, 4.4 from 2018 yesterday, 193 kilometers down for him. And moving up a little bit further, this is the southern end of the Philippines, 4.4 from yesterday at 2118, 574 kilometers down. And then we had this one here, 4.5, and that was stuck in there as well. Philippines, 3:05 a.m., 35.2 kilometers down for that one. Then we've got this over here, Izu Islands, and we'll take a look at those two reports real quick right after we do the earthquakes. And I actually wanted to do this first so we can see where that is, and this is the region that we'll be talking about in that other report. Anyway, 5.0 Izu Islands, and that's from 10:33, 10 kilometers down. Moving up a little bit, and we got on the Sea of Japan side, 4.1 from 1313, and that's from 219.5 kilometers down. Next one is 4.0 from 1731, 246.8 kilometers down, quite deep. And let's see, what do we got over here? This is in Afghanistan, 4.3, 1739, 85.7 kilometers down. The other one is a 4.4 from yesterday at 2021, 205 kilometers down for him. And I'm just checking down on the bottom end. I don't see anything else crazy there. Off the coast from Pavlov. Yep, that's where that other one was. The larger one up in the Aleutian Islands. Anyway, there is Europe. Not seeing anything new shaken there. Nothing on the mid-Atlantic ridge. And yeah, just so you know what we were talking of. Pavlov is, I don't know which one is this, Pavlov, or is Pavlov over here? I think that might be a Pavlov there, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, Sue. I'll have to look at the let's look at the map. We'll see. The map doesn't lie, does it? We'll get rid of all the commercials here, and we'll get rid of that one too. And we'll zoom in and see where that quake was in comparison to the so this is Shishaldin, and they're not showing Pavlov, I don't think. Yep, Shishaldin is the closest to that quake, and there is a Trident, and there's a Katmai, and where is Pavlov? Pavlov has got to be in here somewhere. I think that is a Pavlov. Let's go do this, and we're going to see all of them. No, that's not Pavlov. Where is he? Where is Pavlov? Somebody has stolen him. There's Pavlov, or that's a Pavlov's sister. There's Pavlov right there. That's this guy. So there's the quake. So that gives us a better idea of where Pavlov is. It's in that little, it's got that little hook there. So right on the edge. So you missed an earthquake in Mongolia and the Russian border. Mongolia and the Russian border, they don't count. I did too. This one here, 4.3, and that's what, 39 kilometers south of Turt, Mongolia, from the 1331, 10.3 kilometers down. Interesting. Wow, they have earthquakes there in Mongolia. I know they do. They like them. Let's see, where are we at? We got the earthquakes done, and we had a look at where Pavlov is and Pavlov's sister. Let's have a quick peek here in Hawaii and see what we've got happening at on the Big Island. We don't have anything else happening anywhere there, so let's take a look and see what we've got. I wanted to go to those reports, so we'll do this real quick. These are all in the Pahala area. Everything in the Pahala is typically between 26 and 37 kilometers down, and we won't mention depths otherwise. So this one is 2.1 from 5:50 a.m. We've got a 2.3 from 1:59, and this is a 2.0 from 22:36 yesterday. And then we've got this guy here, 1.7 from yesterday at 23:57. This one 2.0 from today at 10:03. This one is a 1.8 from today, 10:57. And this is 1.7, and that's from 11:27. This is 2.0 from 16:29. And there we go, and then we've got this guy up here a little bit bigger, 2.4 from 12:02. So that's your Pahala area. That one is only 6.1 kilometers below sea level though, so that's interesting. That may not be part of this system then. Let's go take a look at all the earthquakes there at Kilauea. And we'll have to count them very carefully. I know there's just so many to count. Let's get it done. 1.8, 5 kilometers southwest of Volcano, Hawaii. Okay. 1706, 7.8 kilometers down below sea level. There we go. That was a hard count. I'm glad we got all of those, and that is pretty neat. Where's the rest of them? What's going on there? We really need more earthquakes there. I hate when there's no quakes. It means that there's nothing cooking. There's no pressure. And I hate when we have no pressure. Anyway, it is just about break time. We will go for a break. I think we've covered... we want to do those other reports. Darn it. Let's go and do that before... you guys distract me again with something else. I'm kidding. All right, let's get on that one. This Nashino-shima, a volcano, and that is Pacific Ocean, Japan. A strong degassing Now, I thought this thing was still a seamount. How come it's sticking out of the water? Anyway, what's it say here? A new aerial image of the current volcanic activity from September 20th by the Japanese Coast Guard were published today. Behavior remains inherently unchanged, characterized by the near-frequent strong degassing, i.e. continuing venting of gas and steam from the summit crater. It also confirms a satellite image from ESA, a Copernicus mission acquired on by the Sentinel-2 satellite on the 13th. Let's take a look at these photos. So, yeah, like I said, I thought this thing was still a seamount. I guess it's up there a little bit further, and kind of a darkish plume all the way around it. Yep, Yvonne, calm down. It's only a volcano. Oh, let's go to the other shot here. This is Nashimoshima from the satellite view, and of course you can see the trails of. And I'm going to kind of qualify this a little bit. One of the reasons, and this may be false color in here, but the reasons you would see it green is because there is algae and microbials flourishing in that goo soup that's coming out of this. It's like the Hunga Tunga Hunga Ha'apai explosion. When that took place, within 24 hours, there was all kinds of microbial bacteria having some fun in there, growing like crazy. And this is similar to that. And yes, the pumice does help. It allows them, the pumice is more of the brownish color in here that you can see. But the green, I think, has got a lot to do with microbial stuff. All right, so let's leave that guy be, and that's kind of only just loop those shots. Anyway, that looked pretty good, so you can see what that looks like. Let's go take a look at the report for Semeru. So Semeru, East Java, Indonesia, eruption continues with a lava flow from the summit lava dome, and nice to see that it is erupting. Volcanic-sized eruption from a Semeru volcano today is what it said. So I think that picture looks better like that. Pretty cool. The effusive, explosive eruption of the volcano continues. Intermittent, minor to moderate volcanic type eruptions continue to take place from, and it's Yonring, what is it? Saloko crater, Yonring Saloko crater. Within the incandescent lava bombs thrown several dozens, 200 meters above the summit, causing small avalanches of the lava material. Eruption generated gray ash plumes to estimated 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters in altitude. So anyway, it keeps going about all kinds of stuff here, and that is pretty cool. And we'll leave it as that. Just doing a field work prior to an eruption. Yvonne thinks there's going to be an eruption. I want an eruption. Tell me where it's going to be, Yvonne. Let's get the camera set up. Anyway. Oh, let that lava play. And there we go. I'm going to go take a break, ladies and gentlemen. Please hang around. After the break, we will have our SO2 report and go from there. Yvonne, hey, why don't you secretly email me and just let me know which one's going to pop, okay? I know you know already, and you're just not letting on here. Your turn to calm down, Doc. I'm not upset or speedy or anything, and J-Cell, I'm calm. I just want to make it happen. I want to see an eruption. Come on, Yvonne, please email me. Let me know which one. All right, I'm going to go for a break. Be good, you guys. Keep smiling. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do while I'm on there off for the break. And I'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. And on that friendly note, I'll be back. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome back, Sue and J. Sarah, and that's awesome. I thank you, Yvonne. I remembered I have 2 Kit Kat bars that I bought in my van. I forgot to bring them up. Darn it! I could have had a snack. I hate that. Okay, well, I'll get them later, though, for sure. At least I remembered them, so that is awesome. Anyway, it is time to go take a look at our SO2 map around the world and see what we've got coming out of certain places to kind of give us a little bit of an interesting perspective. So let's get at it, and we will use our windy.com SO2 map here, and of course kind of looking around first, we still see quite a bit of SO2 up in the northern hemisphere and on North America, of course, because of the Hawaiian thing that went on, plus some of that stuff coming in from Popocatépetl as well. But let's start out over here in the Kamchatka Peninsula and take a look and see what's flowing over here into the Bering Sea and getting munched up by some rainy weather, and I'm happy about that. So we've got Shivelush in the top, and then Bezimiani, and then Klyushevskoy, and Karimsky, and then we've got what is it? Matnovsky, and then down here we've got Ibiko, and that is all kind of flowing. Yep, I got it, Sue. I got it. Matnovsky. I gotta just think of the dog and a ski. Matnovsky. Anyway, lots of stuff happening there, so that's going out here as well. Now we don't know how much is coming from Sheldon right now, and that is over here, and I'm sure that is adding a little bit to that plume. And zooming out a little bit, most of Alaska and the Yukon not too bad, but we do see we've got a fairly heavy concentration now going through northern portions of British Columbia into Northwest Territories and up into Nunavut. And I'm sure they want none of it, because that is going all the way over here into the Hudson's Bay area, and I'm sure some of that is even getting stuck up in the top there. But looking at British Columbia and Alberta and Saskatchewan, Manitoba, we're all in the same boat, and that is kind of what it looks like. So actually pretty much all of Canada is pretty bad right now, so doesn't matter where you are. There's a few clean spots, but not that good. And looking at, that tropical storm off the coast of Carolinas here is definitely keeping things clear. Grandma B, if you're here, is it pouring rain for you, or do you have any storm stuff happening? Because you're right in that area, and I was just wondering. And let's see, so yeah, eastern side looking pretty nasty, western side even worse, and of course this is all that stuff coming from Hawaii, and that is still now hitting the coastline, and it's going to get pushed in there for quite some time. We do also see the stuff coming from Popocatépetl, Mexico City, going out here and then getting recirculated and pushed back up because of this circulation that's sitting in the northern portions of Mexico. And we see that circulation going all the way around through Arizona, as well as New Mexico, and then kind of I don't know how much is actually getting over to Oklahoma and then Arkansas and over those areas. So quite a bit of stuff going on there, and that is interesting, but I hope it rains some and gets rid of it. We have had enough, Let's go and take a look at this down here, Central America, Costa Rica, and then a little bit from Nicaragua, Honduras, and Guatemala area. And of course, this would be Nevado del Ruz doing some of his wonderful tricks. And sliding down a little further, Sabancaya in this area, responsible for a good chunk of that. And then we've got industrial stuff, as well as the other volcanoes there in Chile. Pretty normal for Rio de Janeiro. And hey, where's this from? I betcha this is from an undersea volcano somewhere in Easter Island area, possibly, right? At least that's what one would think. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But now we're looking at Antarctic area here is covered. Where's all this coming from? Is that from this area, or is we are seeing something else? Maybe, I have no idea. Going all the way around though, looking at it, it does appear to be emanating from this area. Again, the circulations are so wild, I don't know. Chat and lost the greetings. I was typing. Hi again. Sharon Stewart, welcome back. And good to see you. So yeah, lots of SO2 coming out into the Pacific there, and it's odd. Don't know where it's coming from. Anyway, New Zealand, we do see White Isle volcano, and not much coming from it. This area here, very subject and to be the source of a lot of that SO2, and that could very well be where it's coming from. We've had some quakes in there, and of course that is prime for seamounts. And then Tofua up here, not much coming from it. Yasur is a pretty normal. Gawa, Aoba doing their thing in northern Vanuatu. Looking at Papua New Guinea, looks pretty normal. Not so much coming from Luotolak. We do see Semaru. It's got a nice little rosy patch there. And of course some of this other stuff, that is likely some from Merapi, but I don't know if all of it is. There's also a lot of people living in those areas, so SO2 from people pollution, very possible, like Jakarta. And then of course we're looking over here, seeing it darker there, not as dark at the volcano. Is that an indicator of that this is all people pollution? We'll see what happens. Not seeing too much there on Sumatra as far as the bottom end, especially on the western side. So pretty cool. Marapi and Carinci are likely responsible for this. And then this up here would be our wonderful Cinnabon. And not so much from Ibu and Dakono, although they are erupting on a regular basis. Still seeing a fair amount coming from these Marianas, etc. islands out here. Some of these are Japanese islands. And of course over here, this guy right there is our wonderful Mayon, and that is responsible for a good chunk of that. And Taal volcano right there. And then of course Manila in this area here doing its thing as well. Taiwan fairly heavy with SO2. And then this stuff here, we figure that is coming from the one we reported earlier there. The wonderful seamound that is exposed. So pretty awesome. And that is likely where that is coming from. What was the I'm bad with those names, boy. I hate when that happens. Where am I here? I want to find, I don't want to find the ice cream boat. Ice cream boat's there. That's not what I was looking for. I left it on one of the reports. Now I can't see the darn thing. Nishimoshima is what I'm looking for. That's the word. Nishimoshima, and that is what's likely causing a lot of this off-gassing here. So, yep, there you go. Nishinoshima. Yay, ice cream. We like ice cream. All right, getting back to my SO2 map, we'll zoom back out a little bit, and not actually, let's, this is Suwanoshijima. Didn't want to really zoom out too far. And there, of course, you can see what's coming from Sakurajima. And this, of course, from ASO, and that is quite a bit. I don't know what's going on over here, but that, oh, they updated it. Oh, cool. So let's see what we got up here now. Tokyo, very little, and very, very little coming from Sama. So that is a little bit easier on everyone. Sharon Stewart gifted a 5-pack of memberships. Sharon, thank you very kindly. Sharon Stewart, I'm writing that down. And gifted a 5-pack. That is awesome, Sharon. And J-Cell got one. And Fitri 23, okay. Lucy Lou, not sure who that is. Evil Banky 80. I haven't seen that one before. Darkster was gifted. Awesome, and thank you, Sharon Stewart, for helping out and supporting the channel. And congratulations to those good people that have won those. And that includes J-Cell, who's now green again. There you go. Looking at the rest of the stuff, Taiwan pretty normal, and there in China actually looks better today than a lot of the other days. India, I guess we'll call that pretty normal. Sri Lanka as well. Sliding down on the bottom here, we see our wonderful South Africa with their gold smelting plants. Still doing their thing, but we do have a circulation right on top of that material, and hopefully that's raining there and washing it out of the air. And then we get up into our wonderful Democratic Republic of the Congo, and see what Nyamuragira and Nyiragongo are doing there, aka Goma 1 and 2. And that is kind of what they're leaving behind for plume. And because of all the pollution, we're not able to see Ertael. These heavy spots here are from the oil refineries that are in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, as well as Kuwait, and even over here in Beirut. So I figured I'd throw that in. Not sure what's happening up here in Turkey, but they do have a very heavy SO2 count there, maybe a fire or something going on. Piggy's area looks a little cleaner today, but still kind of a weird circulations. Hopefully she'll get some clean air over there. And looking at Sicily, we see Mount Etna being drawn northward here, and then kind of dropping onto Albania and Montenegro. So interesting to see that. Not sure how much is coming from Stromboli. Hard to tell with the Etna plume going right over top of it. And as far as Volcano, no idea. Looking at a good chunk of Europe here, looking actually pretty good all the way through until you get along that cut line here. So half of Poland and Hungary and those places, and even the boot of Italy is not looking so good. The leg is fine, but the boot is not. Anyway, looking pretty good up there. Denmark are really clean, and then of course looking at what we've got in Norway, Sweden, Finland, areas are doing pretty good. And the same goes for Ireland and Wales and England, Scotland a little bit heavier up at the top there. And then we take a look at Iceland, and it seems to be holding out as we have a higher SO2 pushing in here, but the southern side looks pretty clean. Maybe that's because they had rain. I wonder. Anyway, let's take a look at that again. All pretty good. Yeah, I think we're batting 100 here, and that is good. People pollution in Turkey, I think. You think that's people pollution? And that could be, or they may have had some fires or something going on there. I know they're fairly industrial, so that could be what's going on there. They've got some industry in those areas. I'm not sure what kind of stuff they do. I do know that they have some shipbuilding and smelting and things like that. So anything is possible that could cause a plume like that. But still, little regulation and keep that SO2 away. I know it's bad stuff. I don't like SO2. It reminds me of H2S. I don't like that stuff either. Anyway, I'm not seeing what's coming from Hawaii because of all that dense material being recirculated there, so we'll leave that be. And that is about it for that. I'm going to put it on Ventusky, and I just wanted to see what our, let's see, radar. No, that's not what I want. But that gives you a pretty good idea of where the stuff is happening. So you got that storm there, and here's Ophelia. That is making landfall in the U.S. Let's see, where's my, is this the one that I want? Yeah, this is the one I want. And you can see we do have a circulation there up in Nova Scotia, as well as this one hitting down here. So hopefully it'll be okay for those good people in that area, and that's not too strong of a storm. But we do see this mess, and that looks like it's a whomper. I don't think you'd want to be anywhere in there. And actually Iceland doesn't look too bad on that one. It looks like another big swirly thing over there. So different circulation here at our wonderful Portugal area. And then we've got another 90L here getting itself organized, or trying to. We'll see what happens in the future with that one. A huge circulation here, and I hope this kind of stays calm. We don't want anything nasty for the people of New Zealand. We do see this tight circulation here, and that could be what's drawing all those clouds in, or keeping them in there. And the South American, or sorry, Antarctic areas, lots of little storms down there. Don't want to be anywhere near that continent right now. While we're doing things, so let's take a look at temperatures, and we're going to just peek in here and see how cold we can spot it. So far I see a minus 62 is what I had up here, there. So I don't know if it's any colder than that. Minus 62. Just gonna peek and see if we spot, oh, there's a minus 66, 65. Yeah, so we definitely have a minus 66 degrees Celsius there, and that is pretty darn chilly. It's springtime, minus 65, 66. Do we have anything higher? No, that's it. So Antarctic, minus 66 for the low, and I don't know, I guess it's a nice spring day there. I don't know what else to say. All right, let's put it back to that canned lava, and we'll leave that there. We've seen some of those storms, so all cool. Hey, why is that not moving? Let's click that go button. There we go. And turn the lava pumps back on. All right, so that's it for today. I guess let's see. I'm trying to see. I think Yvonne fell asleep. Why is my chat box not wanting to scroll up? I hate when that does that. I wanted to see something. There we go. And now it's scrolling up. No, it still doesn't want to scroll up. Okay, and there we go. And now we'll go down. Go lava. Yep, Yvonne left to go sleep. Okay, good night, Yvonne. If I missed you, hopefully you're getting some shut-eye. Enjoy the helicopter ride tomorrow, and do your job with that thermal stuff. What did Doc find? I didn't find anything. Oh, minus 66 Celsius. A nice spring day there in Antarctica. Minus 66. If that's what you're looking for. Oh, it's a tie. Yeah, I knew that. Oh, no, you never know. You can find some cold spots once in a while, but yep, that's about it. So, anyway, that's it for our show today, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't have anything else to throw in there. Want to say a big thank you to every one of you who has been in here tonight. And I appreciate all of you. Are a big lava family, and I just want to say a big thank you to people like Scott Hartman for gifting a 5-pack of membership, Irish Monk for his 20 what is it my God, I'll remember it soon enough. Pesos from Argentinian pesos, and then the 2,000 Argentinian pesos, and then a 5-pack of gift memberships, and then Yvonne Kunkel threw in a €2 super chat, and then Irish Monk threw in another one of these 20 Argentinian pesos, and then Yvonne Kunkel threw in a €5 super chat, and then another 20 Argentinian or the 20 pesos. Boy, oh boy, that is going to kill me yet. Argentinian pesos. There we go. And then, of course, Sharon Stewart gifted a 5-pack of memberships as well. So thank you guys very kindly for the wonderful support and for getting all those. We had 15 new memberships here today, so that is pretty awesome. Plus several people doing the renewals as well. So that is awesome to be able to see that, and really does help keep the lava family going and keep it moving forward. And I certainly hope Yvonne Kunkel delivers tomorrow with some lava reports. Anyway, we'll see. I'm just kind of throwing that out there. I know she's got her job to do. She does a wonderful job, and I'm very happy that she's part of our wonderful lava family. So anyway, a big thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman and Piggy. And thanks, Piggy, for those bacon seeds. And thank you, Sue. Sue, for the wonderful reports. I really do appreciate that hard work. Also, thank you, Bob. Glad that you're on board, C&D boy. Also, Yvonne Kunkel and Siggy and Gary at 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, Mona Lisa Smiles, and a lot more mods. Sometimes they're in the background, sometimes they're not. So anyway, be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, tomorrow is Saturday, and so if Bob types in that magic VolcanoX, that'll bring up those times for the Saturday show tomorrow. And yep, I have intentions of doing a Bunnyland work tomorrow in the morning. Hopefully it's going to be a nice day. They didn't indicate any rain or anything, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that is the case. And I'm going to be doing the weed whacking and some raking a little bit, and of course getting the bunny dome moved back over now that we've had enough time in the other spot where it was that everything was able to regrow a little bit. So always important to move that around because it does dry out underneath if you leave it too long. Anyway, on those friendly notes, that's what's happening, and I want to keep going here, but I got to go make some dinner. That is important. Nice day off and the fresh air. Oh, you're going to give me a day off? Is that what you're doing, Bob? Going to do the show for me? Huh? I'll be here tomorrow, but Sunday I'm out for dinner. Oh, awesome, Sue. And that'll be cool. All right, time for me to wrap it up. Be good, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Thank you all for being here. Was a fire, a smoke here today. Oh, you got a fire smoke? Actually, it wasn't that bad here today. You could see a little bit in the air when I was coming back into town. So, not a big deal. All right, be good, be kind, take care, everyone. And hey, Lizoid, I see you there. And thanks. Sue's got a hot date. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go and take care, everyone. Be good, be kind, and please, please, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care, good night, and oink oink!